Bitcoin just cracked $50,000 today. We'll discuss why that happened and what's in store for the future on today's show. So today, Bitcoin cracked $50,000 for the first time in 2 years. Bitcoin hasn't seen this price since 2021. If we go to our weekly chart over here, we can see the last time Bitcoin even flirted with these prices was in 2021. Also by this chart, we can see that there isn't really any historical resistance except for slight resistance at 52,000, and after that there's 58,000. So this rally could be far from over. I'll be the first to admit I got it wrong last week. But it didn't take cracking $50,000 for me to realize I had gotten my forecast wrong. Actually, on Friday, I came out with my letter. These two strong technical indicators, which I was referring to the candlestick pattern and the Ichimoku cloud outbreak, have switched my short-term sentiment to bullish. So my short-term sentiment switched to bullish on Friday. Why did it switch on Friday? On our daily chart, first of all, we can see that the candlestick pattern that appeared on Friday was a 3 white soldiers pattern. And this also coincided with the breakout of our Ichimoku cloud. As you can see, Friday, we also had a clean break to the upside above the clouds, and that coincided with today's conversion line also leaving the clouds, further inciting that this sentiment is by far bullish. Now, we got confirmation of the 3 white soldiers on Saturday, and since then the pattern has played out as you would expect it to. The 3 white soldiers candlestick pattern is one we can see a few examples in Bitcoin's recent history that this pattern has played out. Just looking at this chart, we can see a few examples, such as right here back at the beginning of December 2023. And when we're looking for this pattern, the most important thing, besides the candle sizes being pretty large, is that there is no or very small lower wicks or shadows on these candles. As you can see in our recent example, we had a slight tiny little wick on Wednesday's candle. For our example back in December, slight wick on the last one, and one more example right here. And even though this didn't lead to an immediate upsurge, it did lead to an upsurge after all. So this is a pattern that I look out for. The Ichimoku cloud did quite well in predicting that there was a change in trend from downside to upside. I actually got it wrong last week, thinking that this would be a change to the downside, when in fact, preceding that, we did already have a downside move. So my mistake, the switch in sentiment would have been to the upside. As you could see, the forward projecting cloud is also switched to green, meaning that the shorter term moving average has moved above the longer term moving average. So where can we look to find some resistance in this breakout? For that, we're going to go back to our weekly chart. I have just put up a Fibonacci retracement, 53,000, which sort of lines up with these tops, is our 23% retracement. I think we're easily heading there. And as you can see, we have just opened for the 13th, and it has cracked 50,000. I'm pretty sure this is not going to be a stopping point now. So if we were somebody that wanted to get into this market long right now, what would be some advisory that I would give to you? Well, first of all, I would look at the RSI. And as you can see right now, our RSI is printing just below 80, which is in the overbought region. And as you can see historically, we have gone higher, as high as 87 just last October. Bitcoin, unlike other markets in traditional finance, Bitcoin's RSI seems to be able to run a little bit past the overbought segment, which is above 70. You can see historically we've had RSIs printing up to 90 just back in 2023. If we go back to the all-time highs, we have an RSI of 90 again. So what I would look out for is a RSI approaching the 90 mark. Right now we're at 78. If we see it go to 82, which we probably will see soon, that's when I would start to raise my stops or pull profits. So just keep that in note if you're thinking of entering the market right now. But I honestly think it's a good play. Total 180-degree reversal from my last week's show, I know, but hey, the markets move fast. We'll talk to you next week. This has been Joseph Wagner. Goodbye.